We will call the board meeting for Tuesday, November the 25th to order. The first order of business, we'll have opening prayer by Bruce Miller from Legacy Church, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance. So if you're able to stand, please stand for the prayer. Remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance afterwards. Bruce Miller.
Father, we come before you tonight on behalf of the city of Bartlett, the board, meeting of the mayor and aldermen, and we ask, Lord, that you would bless what goes on here, that these men and women would never forget the responsibility and the privilege that's been placed upon them by the 60+ thousand people of this great city, that they would honor you and respect you, that they would come together for the good of the city, and that the people would be served well, and that you would be glorified in our midst. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, Bruce. Madam Clerk, would you read the future meetings into the record, please?
Family Assistance Commission, December 1st at 6 p.m. Planning Commission, December 1st at 6:30 p.m. Beer Board, December 2nd at 6 p.m. Bartlett Station Commission, December 3rd at 7:30 a.m. City Beautiful Commission, December 4th at 6:30 p.m. Parks and Recreation Advisory Board, December 11th at 6 p.m. Design Review Commission, December 16th at 6:30 p.m. And the following boards will not meet: the Industrial Development Board, Historic Preservation Commission, Bartlett Arts Council, and the Board of Zoning Appeals.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Is Tommy Jean Moore here? Yeah, Tommy Jean, you have something you'd like to present. Come forward, please.
We'll make it quick.
That's okay. We'll always take money. In case you didn't know, this is our City Beautiful Commission, and part of them here. And Tommy Jean is the chairman of that committee. And so you may remember in the spring of every year, you're able to go buy flowers and plants, have a big sale down there. So we had a very good year, and Tommy Jean is here to tell you the fruits of that, the reward of all that money raised and all that effort done by this commission. Tommy Jean?
Thank you. Well, you know, every year we have our plant sale in April. And so it was a big success last year and this year, very big. So it's a lot of hard work and a lot of hours put into it. So this is part of the committee. They're all volunteers, me too. So they need a big hand. The one thing about this has been rewarding because that last year and this year we have been able to give back to the city, which we've never been able to do before. So it makes us feel good that we can help the city. So let's see, I did write something down. So we'll just get this quick. We have 3 checks to present. The first check is to the Bartlett Animal Shelter. Angela? Which one is it? This one?
You want to come up, Angela?
Yes. We're presenting her with the animal shelter with a check for $1,000 for some landscaping. And it's all because of Jonathan Walker. He came up planning with Angie about doing some landscaping at the shelter to help them. So, congratulations.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Our next check goes to Public Works, Matt and Jonathan. This check is for $4,000. And it's to replace, I guess Jonathan can tell us, or Matt can tell us.
Well, it'll be the plants around the Kirby Lakes Park detention area. And so there's a lot of Leland cypress around there that are in kind of rough shape, and so we're going to do some different stuff with some new plants. And thanks to Ms. Tommy Jean and the City Beautiful for all y'all's hard work.
You're welcome. Appreciate your work. And our next check goes to Parks and Recs, Paul and Jimbo. This was your. So I know where this idea came from. So this is a check for $3,664, and it's going for park benches in the Japanese garden.
Get in here. Get the wide angle out on that. Having those two fountains, a beautiful little walk, and they walk around the Kirby Lakes. And this one here, we've been getting a lot of requests for more park benches around here. You'd be amazed how many people come to City Hall every day to go out to the Japanese garden. And Todd keeps an eye out for that. You'd be also amazed how many people come up every day and get married at the Japanese garden. So it's two fountains there also beautiful, so now we have more places for people to sit. And then we can, where there's a dog, you always need more plants, right? So, big round of applause, thank you.
I have one thing left. So as of today, the total we have given back to the city is $16,212.40.
Thank y'all.
Hey, Mr. Mayor, if I could, I don't know if anybody knows, but there's these huge pots that sit around town in front of our commercial businesses that the Bartlett City Beautiful Board actually puts flowers in both the spring and the fall, and they really kind of dress up the main strip of Stage Road and over in that area. So appreciate you guys for what you do to make us look good on Stage Road. So thank you.
And Bledsoe Park, decorated for the holidays, so stop by the gazebo at Bledsoe Park with the holiday decorations and lights. It's beautiful this time.
Two of those pots are, as you're driving out right here, and Tommy, I know you'll be coming tomorrow with a paper check. So, let's see, now we get down to the official business of the day. And the first item there is approval of minutes from the November the 13th meeting.
Move we approve.
Been properly motioned. Second, Madam Clerk, will you present the roll before to the Alderman? Minutes from November 13th are approved unanimous, 6-0. Well, now we have two public hearings. Individuals will have a maximum of 3 minutes to speak either for or against the item, with a total of 20 minutes for each side. So, Madam Clerk, will you read the first public hearing into the record, please?
Ordinance 25-06, an ordinance to rezone from RS10 residential single family to CG general business commercial property at 5866 Ivanhoe Road.
So what we do is we give the whole 20 minutes for either for or against, and if time allows, then we try to read the rest of the balance of the time with those that have sent letters in either for or against. And we did receive 3 letters?
2 on this.
2 letters on that. So was they for or against?
Against.
Against. So We'll start out, the agenda says, those in favor wish to come up and speak, please come to the microphone at this time. Seeing no one wishing to come forward and speak in favor, those that wish to speak in opposition of ordinance 25-06, please come to the microphone at this time. If you would, when you come, please state your name and address for the record. Thank you, ma'am.
My name is Beth Day. I live at 5974 Ivanhoe Road. My husband David and I have lived there for 25 years. And my husband and his brothers and his parents lived at 6188 Ivanhoe Road since the mid-60s. We feel there is no good reason to ever take residential property and make it commercial property in Old Bartlett. We are already surrounded by commercial property, some of which is vacant and unused commercial property. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Day. Anyone else? Y'all flipping a coin?
Hi, I'm Liz Ebbers, and I live at 3684 Oak Forest Drive and also own property at 5936 Steeplechase in the Surrey Woods subdivision. Our family has owned that property since the 80s. We've lived in Bartlett since the 80s, and converting the residential corner of Ivanhoe and Bartlett Boulevard into a commercial lot that has 85 parking spaces, 3 commercial buildings, is going to be a detriment to the neighborhood and all the traffic on Ivanhoe Road. There are plenty of commercial spaces that this developer could use that are earmarked and actually are commercial spaces. But converting this lot with all that traffic is going to jam up Bartlett Boulevard, it's going to jam up Ivanhoe, and it's not needed, and the neighborhood doesn't want it. This is the public hearing, and my husband and I have been to every one of the readings so far, and it's been opposed. The neighborhood doesn't come out that strong, the neighborhood does not come out favorably for it at all. So we hope that you vote it down and leave it as a residential lot. Thank you.
Thank you.
I think we did this before, and as I said, this will probably be redundant to what my wife just said, but I didn't want to let this opportunity pass. I've spoken before on this, so I'll keep this brief, but I did want to express my opposition to the rezoning. I don't think it's good for the, I'm sorry, my name is Steve Ebbers, the address is 3684 Oak Forest Drive. I don't think that this rezoning would be good for the city of Bartlett overall, and certainly not good for the surrounding community. It will destroy the character of the neighborhood. It's going to be a traffic nightmare with people trying to get in and out around that light, and there is no commercial property on that side of the separation that they have with the natural barrier there with the drainage ditch from Normandy Place to where the residential area begins. And there's no reason to let commercial property encroach into that residential part of Bartlett. There's nothing residential from that area all the way to the, to the city limits. So I just want to again express my opposition to this rezoning, and thank you all for your consideration of this.
Thank you. Yes, ma'am.
Good evening. My name is Amanda Tennyson. I reside at 5858 Steeplechase, and thank you for letting us speak. I'm here today because the proposal to change the zoning from residential to commercial threatens something more valuable than the short-term development. It threatens the character, safety, and long-term integrity of our neighborhood, which I reside at. This corner lot is not just any corner. It sits at the primary entrance to our community, the first impression of the place that I call home and that we call home. For decades, this gateway has set the tone of calm, family-focused living, an invitation into a neighborhood built on stability, walkability, and residential cohesion. Just this last weekend, we had a tree lighting ceremony at what I would consider the crown jewel of our Bartlett parks, Freeman Park and the Pavilion, something which my family members can walk to. Families gather there every day, children learning to ride bikes, seniors taking morning walks, neighbors picnicking, soccer players. The park thrives because it is surrounded by residential zoning that protects the atmosphere. Introducing commercial activity across the street would bring increased traffic, crime, delivery trucks, nighttime lighting, signage, and noise, elements that do not belong next to a space designed for peace, recreation, and community connection. It also purports to have a dangerous traffic conflict, and while we do have a beautiful new light there, we would prefer that it remains neighborhood traffic. Adding business traffic, customer parking, and service vehicles will only increase congestion, reduce safety for pedestrians accessing the park. And once this change is approved, we all know what this sets. It is a precedent. If commercial zoning takes hold at a neighborhood entrance, it becomes far easier for future commercial creep to move deeper into the community, ending the residential fabric that we depend on as Bartlettonians. This is not about opposing growth. It is about supporting responsible, well-planned development that respects the city's most cherished assets and the people who actually live around them. Commercial projects absolutely have their place in Bartlett, but their place is not across from our city's finest park and within the realm of our neighborhood, a long-standing residential neighborhood. So it is for these reasons that I respectfully urge the council to deny the proposed rezoning of that corner and preserve the character, safety, and beauty that make this area so special. My plan is to walk my children there on Thanksgiving Day and take our Christmas card photo, which we have done for, I think, 2 or 3 years now. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Yes, sir.
Joe Thompson, my address is 5877 Cedar Oak Cove here in Bartlett. I live basically right down the street, down Larch Trail from this property, about the distance of a football field from where the rezoning and development would happen. I can look out my front living room window. I see the tall trees from the property, about 40-year-old trees there. If this rezoning were to happen, this development takes place, I'd be looking at the side of a commercial building and, well, whatever they keep behind it, a dumpster or whatever. This is going to really take away from the quality of a beautiful neighborhood that I enjoy today. I've lived here about 5.5 years now. I have my wife and 2 young children, ages 6 and 3. I've taught my son how to ride his bike on our cove. I love that it's such a quiet cove. Nobody's there unless they live there, but we're still so close to all the great things in Bartlett, everything that goes on at the Keith McDonald Pavilion. I just, see that tree and all the Christmas lights hung out there. I don't know if that was the Bartlett City Beautiful Commission or who hung those, but they look absolutely, they look beautiful. So I have to commute into the city of Memphis for work every day. I go out on Ivanhoe, make a left turn on Bartlett Boulevard heading south, and I'm so thankful for that light that was put there a few years ago. It's made things so much better. I hold my breath every time I have to make that left turn, but still had somebody blow through the light and nearly T-boned me about a month ago. But Ivanhoe is entirely residential, all the way to the other end at Elmore Park Road. It's not designed for commercial traffic, and it's different when you have a house where people might be coming and going once a day versus a commercial building where people might be multiple people coming and going every 10 minutes or so. It's a very different impact there at what really comes into a residential neighborhood. Personally, I've considered rethinking if I want to continue to live here if this development takes place. And this brings personal memories for me of, I grew up in the Fox Meadows neighborhood of Memphis back in the late 80s and early 90s when it was a good neighborhood. And in the mid-90s, after some things happened there, my parents realized this is not a safe place to raise our kids. And they moved us to Cordova at the time. And now I'm an adult, and I don't want to have to do that with my kids. Nobody should leave Bartlett because it's not a safe place to raise a family. And I respect these developers. I wish them the best. They want to open a family restaurant there, and I'd love to support local businesses. I know two of you have local restaurants here. I love to support your businesses. And I respect them. I wish them the best with their investments, but not here, not this property, not this location. Thank you all very much. I respectfully ask you to vote against rezoning.
Thank you. Hello.
I'm Jenny Laxton, Jennie. I live at 5964 Hickory Grove Lane. We moved into that neighborhood about 6 years ago. And when we went to go look at the house that we currently live in, the reason why I was okay with moving to this place was because when I looked around, I saw it was quiet. There were kids playing outside. They were riding their bikes. They were running around my cove. I, at that time, had a 6-year-old child. And it was important for me for her to be able to have friends in the neighborhood, be safe while being outside. Kind of reminiscent of when in the 1990s when I was a young child. I wanted her to have that outside life. My daughter is now 12. She is still outside constantly with all of her friends in the neighborhood. My fear is that if this building is built or this commercial space is built, is that neighborhood is no longer safe for my child. She's not going to be able to be outside riding her bike, running around with her friends, because there will be a lot of through traffic that shouldn't be there. When I think about that space, it is detrimental to my child's health, to her safety. And my neighborhood is full of children. It's not just my kid and a couple of her friends. It is full. On my cul-de-sac alone, there are 4, and then you go down, I mean, it's just constant children, and they're outside. There's little ones, there's 12-year-olds, and they're outside. If we have lots of cars coming through, my fear is kidnapping, obviously, that they're not gonna slow down, that if my kid is out in the street on her bike, and she happens to fall over, and then a car is going too fast, she's gonna get hit. My fear is for the ones who live across the street from me who have 3-year-old kids who are always outside playing. They're not gonna look both ways. So it's very important that my kid and the kids in my neighborhood are safe. And then also, when I'm going to work, I also turn left. And I have almost been hit quite a few times, even with the light. And then when you're coming in and turning left into the neighborhood, there's lots of people who are trying to turn onto, it's a Bartlett Road, it's right by Raging Cajun. And they mistake the Freeman Park for that turn. And so all of a sudden they're in that turn lane, but they go out really fast. And so when you're turning and they decided that they made a mistake, I've almost been hit lots and lots of times. So if you put more traffic in that area, there's more likelihood of accidents. Thank you very much. Bye.
Thank you. Next, sir.
My name is James Williams, 2619 Kenwood Lane, Bartlett, Tennessee. I moved here about 4 years ago because I was trying to find a place where I would be comfortable in retiring. I worked 47 years, and I retired in 2021. I found Bartlett, the residence in which I live, to be a safe and productive neighborhood. And my reason for being here tonight, I skipped church, and I normally don't do that. Thank you, preacher. These people are my neighbors. Good to see you, neighbors. We are just saying to the Board of Aldermen, we hope that you will hear our cry, because we're very much concerned about the future of our neighborhood, about the future of Bartlett, and about the future of our children. I'm not planning on having any more, but I'm here to protect all that do have some. And we're saying that we are 100% not fighting against the owners of this property in the point of them trying to progress themselves. I owned a business for 7.5 years myself, so I know what it means to be prosperous, to run a business. But what we're saying, business has its place, and we as the Bartlett community is saying that there is no place for this business in our community. And we hope that you all would take this under consideration, hear our cry, and please, ma'am, and please, sir, vote no to this business, because there's a lot of vacant places in Bartlett that they can go other than the end of Ivanhoe. We thank you for this opportunity, and again, I say to you in my closing, an old slogan that once have been said, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So it ain't nothing broke about this.
Thank you. Anyone else? All right. You gonna follow that, huh?
I apologize for being late. I thought it was 6:30. Randall Cole, 5998 Hickory Grove Lane, 40-plus years. We came here for the schools and the neighborhood, and we like it. We don't want it to become restaurants. I live just two little blocks from Ivanhoe. I walk out there all the time. I walk a mile every day, and I don't need more traffic. And I don't know if they read the letter, the 7 letters that recommended like they did in the Planning Commission. Not one of those people live in Surrey Woods subdivision. Not one. We all have skin in the game. We don't want it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Cole. Anyone else? Madam Clerk, we have time to read the letters that you have.
There's 2 minutes left, and I'll start. This is from Bradley Griffin. Good morning. My name is Bradley Griffin. I lived on 6009 Steeplechase Drive in the Surrey Woods neighborhood for 13 years. Our neighborhood has always been safe, and we have not had very many issues with crime. A lot of that, I believe, is due to the amount of traffic that we do not get through our area. I'm deeply concerned that a business property in our neighborhood would attract unwanted traffic through our streets, making the area less safe for children and pedestrians, as well as bring an increase in crime, making our neighborhood an undesirable place to live. I also have concerns that having a business so close to my neighbors on Ivanhoe would drive down their property values. I moved out of Fraser in 2012 to my current residence in order to get away from the crime and unsafe conditions. What made my family decide to live here in Surrey Woods was the fact that this neighborhood is in its own bubble where we are left alone and don't have to worry about theft or the threat of violence. I'm urging you to plead to the council members to leave the property at 5866 Ivanhoe Road, a residential lot. There are plenty of lots in the area, such as an undeveloped lot on Summer Avenue about 2 miles away that would be suitable for business. I will try to make the meeting with the council members, but my work schedule may not permit it. You can contact me by phone or respond via email. Thank you. The other letter that we had was from Liz Ebbers, and she's already spoken tonight.
Okay, thank you. That's all? Thank you. So, last chance, seeing no one coming forward either for or against. We read the letters in, so now we will adjourn the public hearing, item number 1 for ordinance 25-06. Madam Clerk, will you read item number 2, which is ordinance 25-07 into the record, please?
Ordinance 25-07, an ordinance to amend the City of Bartlett Animal Control Ordinances, Title 10, Chapters 1 and 2.
Those that wish to speak in favor, please come forward at this time. Seeing no one come forward, those in opposition, please come forward at this time. Seeing no one come forward, we will adjourn the public hearing for ordinance 25-01 and call that public hearing adjourned. We now move to unfinished business, and under unfinished business, item number 1, Madam Clerk, will you read into the record, please?
Third reading of ordinance 25-06, an ordinance to rezone from RS10 residential single family to CG general business commercial property at 5866 Ivanhoe Road.
At this time, Ms. Kim Taylor, Director of Planning and Economic Development, you come forward, give an explanation for the city.
Again, ordinance 25-06 is an ordinance to rezone 5866 Ivanhoe Road from the RS10 single-family residential zoning to CG general business zoning. The property is 3.426 acres, and the surrounding zoning to the north includes CG general business commercial. To the south is RS10. To the east is RS10 residential single-family, and CG and public open space to the west. The applicant believes the parcel is difficult to develop as a residential development due to its low-lying elevation and the requirement for new sidewalks as a corner lot. The applicant states in their application that since the subject property is on the border of existing commercial and residential, that the proposed rezoning would be a good transition between the uses. The applicant provided a conceptual plan with his application, which included a 2,400 square foot restaurant and an 8,000 square foot multi-tenant building consisting of both retail and restaurant uses. This item had a public hearing and went before the Planning Commission on October 5th, 2025, and it comes to you with a non-favorable recommendation.
Well, I'll have Ms. Taylor at the podium. Is there any questions for Ms. Taylor that any of the aldermen would like to direct? Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Taylor. So at this time, the chair would entertain a motion to either approve or disapprove.
Mr. Mayor, I move we deny the request for rezoning.
I second that.
Been properly motioned and second. Is any discussion on this item? Hearing no discussion.
Mr. Mayor, I'd like to make one comment if I could.
Okay, David?
You want to go first?
So the motion is to deny, correct? Gotcha.
Yeah. Just a quick comment if I could. And I agree with the motion to deny. But I do want to make a comment about development. Mo and I do both own businesses in Old Bartlett, and we sit on the Bartlett Station Commission, and we do hear quite often, why do businesses not use vacant property? I will tell you, as somebody who has spent time, and we have looked at different property in town, each one of them have a story, and they have an owner. And many times the owner has unrealistic expectations for what they want for their property and how bad it's out of zoning and compliance. And it's cheaper to build something from scratch than it is to renovate an existing property. It's a problem we have in Bartlett where we have multiple owners of property who have pieces of property that could be leased, but it's in such bad shape that the folks who want to open a business cannot get a loan to renovate that property or get terms from whoever's leasing the property. That's the reason why this happens. We have people in Bartlett that own property that are not giving it up for the right type of price, at least at a place where it can be renovated for the right price and the business case makes sense. That's why this happens. So just to let you know, it's not for lack of trying to get businesses in certain spaces. A bank will loan money for collateral on a piece of property you own, but they will not loan money on something you don't own. And that's part of the reason we struggle to recruit business at times in certain properties. So in case you ever want to know, and I'll give you an example, the garage, the Warren Guerin garage, the ask price for that, almost $1 million. But guess what? You can't have, the property owner won't allow you to have a car garage there. It's things like that, and the reason why we can't get businesses in certain properties. So that's just to kind of give you some ideas of what's going on in this community and why people find it more efficient to buy a piece of property than build on it, because you get rid of all the hassle of what's going on with some of the property owners. Hope that makes sense to you, but as far as I'm concerned, We don't need anything else on this property at this point. We do need to infill what we've got, and we need to get better at forcing some of these people to turn over their properties. That way we can actually put something in there that's worth something. So, thank you. I just wanted to make sure that people understood that battle is a tough one that we're fighting. I wish we had more tools to fight it, but that is a problem. So, thank you.
Alderman King, did you want to be recognized? Alderman Griffin did, okay, good. Anybody over here? So, Alderman Williams?
Just want to read the motion out loud again before we vote on it. So we're voting to, the motion is to deny, right?
I have a motion to deny. The first is from Alderman Young and the second from Alderman Reeves. Is that correct?
And so a yes vote will be to deny it.
Oh, it's Quinn? Okay, sorry, thank you.
So everybody clear that a yes vote is to deny, a no vote would be to.
Is this pretty typical the way that we do this? Typically we put it up and then we just vote it down.
That's right, but he motioned.
So we can motion to deny it.
I'm gonna try it with the software.
But
We'll see how it goes.
because to me that don't seem in order, to be honest.
Will, would you like to answer that question?
Yeah.
The way that it had been done on the first two readings was a motion to approve in order to move it along. You could do a motion to approve and then simply vote no. And a no vote would have the effect of denying it, but the motion that was made tonight was a motion to deny it.
If it's created confusion, I'll change the motion to approve it, and we can vote it down.
In your opinion, is there a need to change it?
It's legal, right, to deny?
There would be nothing, there's nothing necessarily wrong about doing it as a motion to deny. But it can create confusion when the previous motions have been to approve.
So is anybody on the board unclear about what your yes or no vote would be?
We're leaving the motion as is?
Yes, it's not
So
been
it's still
amended.
to deny, okay.
Okay. Just making sure. But, because I don't want it to be out of whack legally, you know what I'm saying? And somebody comes back and says, well, you voted to approve and then voted to deny. So just making
Good.
sure. Okay.
And so a yes vote on the board would be a motion in favor of denying the applicant to move forward.
You gonna be able to do that?
I'll know in a minute.
right.
So, hearing no more discussion, anything, questions from the board? Madam Clerk, present the roll to the board, please.
Now, is it gonna be passed? It's passed to deny. It passed the denial.
So,
I don't know if we can, going forward, maybe if we can never do that again. Thanks, Jack.
You guys need to learn to stay on your toes, okay?
we're all clear. Y'all all clear? Okay, all right, good. Madam Clerk, will you please read item number 2 into the record?
Second reading of ordinance 25-07, an ordinance to amend the City of Bartlett Animal Control Ordinances, Title 10, Chapters 1 and 2, as amended.
I'd like for Mr. White to come forward. Did we have a motion?
Yeah, he moved it, I went in and seconded, just.
Hang on, Will.
I don't want him to stay hanging out there.
Okay, all right. It's on the floor. We'll now move to discussion. Does anybody have a question for Mr. White? No, we have had a workshop meeting on this. It has been amended and been changed from its original form. And if there's no discussion no questions for Mr. White, Madam Clerk, we will close discussion and move to vote.
It's a motion to approve.
Amen.
Better be on your toes tonight, right? Motion, ordinance 25-06 passes. And now we move to the consent agenda. We have 4 items on there, and any board may remove any one of the 4 items for separate discussion. Does any alderman wish to remove any single item? Hearing none, Madam Clerk, will you read the 4 items into the record, please?
Item 1, dispense with the second Board of Mayor and Aldermen meeting in December. Item 2, financial report for October 2025. Item 3, purchase of 2026 Ford F-250. Item 4, purchase of employee applicant software.
Is there a motion?
Second.
Been properly motioned, second. Madam Clerk, you catch hopefully who made those?
Brad, second.
There's no discussion, so Madam Clerk, please present the roll. It passes, consent agenda passes unanimous 6-0. We now move to new business. Madam Clerk, will you read item number 1 under new business into the record, please?
Resolution 4325, a resolution to amend the fiscal year 2026 grant fund budget to appropriate $13,700 for equipment funded by the State of Tennessee Training Equipment Grant Program.
Mr. Dick Phoebus, Director of our Finance Department, you're
As stated by the clerk, this is a Tennessee Training Equipment Grant for the police department up to $13,700, and we need to approve the receipt of the funds and also appropriate the money for the equipment.
Move we approve.
properly motioned, second. Any discussion? Hearing none, Madam Clerk. Resolution 4325 passes unanimous. Madam Clerk, can you read item number 2 into the record, please?
First reading of ordinance 25-09, an ordinance to rezone from RS 18 single-family residential to RS 15 single-family residential, partial BO 148-00901. This public hearing is to be set for January 13th, 2026.
So please include the public hearing date in your motion to approve or disapprove. Ms. Kim Taylor, Director of our Planning and Economic Department, you're recognized at this time.
Ordinance 25-09 is an ordinance to rezone 21.5 acres of land from RS 18 residential single family to RS 15 residential single family. The property is located on the north side of Old Brownsville Road, just west of the intersection of Ellendale Road and Old Brownsville. The properties that surround the proposed rezoning change consist of RS 18 residential to the north, east, and west, and RS 15 to the south. The applicant is wanting to rezone this property in order to increase the number of lots per acre from 2 lots to 2.5 lots per acre. And the reason for doing this is that the parcel or the land is partly encumbered by a non-buildable stream, which limits the amount of buildable land on the property. This request went before the Planning Commission on November 3rd, 2025, and a public hearing was held, and it comes to you with a favorable recommendation.
Okay. Is there a motion?
Motion.
Second. Properly motion and second. This is just the first reading, and the public hearing will be on January 13th.
Move we approve and set the hearing for January 13th.
Thank you. Any discussion on this item? Hearing no discussion, Madam Clerk. The first reading for ordinance 25-09 passes unanimous. We now move to open discussion. I do want to thank all the folks that showed up for Christmas tree lighting Friday night. And we had a very good crowd out there, and it was a great time, and there's more to come. But any of our board members have anything they'd like to share? Alderman Reeves.
Yeah, first of all, I'd like to wish each of you a happy Thanksgiving, and hopefully you get a lot of good time to spend with your family and eat whoever has the best cooking, within your family. So appreciate all of you guys, thankful for you. One thing I would like to bring up, Mr. Mayor, and chatted about this just a little bit, just in general. But I know with what we've been kind of hearing kind of in the press and with what Governor DeSantis is doing in Florida about potentially looking at eliminating property taxes and what we're hearing kind of just in general across the state of Tennessee, I think it would be in our best interest maybe after the first of the year to maybe look to commission a study to see if we could eliminate property taxes for Bartlett and kind of what that would entail. And if we would need to come up with a plan for that. Never done that before, but hey, you know what, if we're gonna do big things, let's shoot for the moon, right? But I think the reality is it may be a national movement, and I think it might be good to get in front of it. So something for us to maybe talk about after the first of the year, but just to kind of get it on your radar and see if maybe it's something we can begin to kind of put together and think about as a city, because that would be huge if we can figure that out. So, you like that idea? I like that idea too. Yeah, all right, good deal. Hey, everybody have a good, happy holiday, okay?
Anybody else? Any directors?
Well, when everyone comes back from eating all that great Thanksgiving food, it will be Christmas Parade Week, and we're so excited. We've got everything done. The theme this year is a storybook Christmas. We have floats and bands and lots of walkers and civic groups and churches and Santa in the parade, so we're really excited. The parade, it is Saturday, December the 6th starts at 4 o'clock p.m. We'll be posting all this information on all of our social media platforms beginning next week. And it is no rain date for the parade, so fingers crossed we have another great day for the parade, and we'll see y'all on parade. Happy Thanksgiving.
For those that haven't been in a couple of years, there is a new route, so look on our social media page for the new route, which is on Kirby Whitten. Any other director have anything they wish to say? Seeing no director wish to be recognized. Madam Clerk, did we have anybody? I'm sorry, Alderman Young.
I just wanted to wish everyone, all the citizens and board members, a very happy Thanksgiving. I hope you get to spend some time with family and eat a lot until you're sick, and try not to get mad at the relatives that didn't bring what they were supposed to.
Thank you, Alderman Young. Madam Clerk, anybody fill out an open discussion form?
Eric Gott.
Good evening, Eric Gott, 3666 Ellen Davies Cove. I'm here as your mayoral appointee to the Bartlett Arts Council to let you know about some events coming up in December. Like you were talking about, you probably enjoyed the Christmas tree lighting where you heard the Bartlett Area Chorus. They'll be performing again for their holiday performance at Grace Presbyterian Church on December 4th at 7 p.m. They'll also be doing the same performance again at Bartlett United Methodist Church on December 7th at 3 p.m. The Bartlett Art Association has their exhibit. This is their big exhibit of the year at the WKNO 1091 Gallery. That's actually in Cordova. The Historical Society will be open. The house is decorated at the Gotten House for the holidays. It is open every first and third Sunday, but this next event coming up is December 7th, Sunday from 2 to 4 p.m. So if you want to stop by and see it all decorated for the holidays. Also, the Bartlett Community Concert Band has their holiday concert at BPAC on December 19th at 7 p.m. with free admission.
Thank you, Mr. Gott, for updating us on that. Madam Clerk, anyone else?
No, sir.
That's it. So, again, we'd like to wish you all a happy Thanksgiving and hope you don't get sick. And so there is no other business on the agenda, so that concludes the board meeting for this Tuesday night. Meeting adjourned.